Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by my jersey, my name is Tanya, and today we'll be making a Tres Leches cake. I'm so sorry about my very bad pronunciation, but no judgment guys, come on. Anyways, we're gonna start off with 3 eggs, and we're gonna separate out the eggs from the yolks. So basically I'm gonna be cracking these eggs and popping them into the bowl, and then hopefully without hurting and cracking our egg yolks, we're gonna separate them out. Yep, I'm just taking a very long time. It's not needed, but just ignore me. Anyways, if you're wondering what I did with the last egg yolk, I just took out a bit of the chalice, which my mum said was unhealthy, and we're just gonna go and roll what she says because she's my mum and Indian families, so ta-da. Anyways, basically we're gonna add half a cup of brown sugar to our 3 egg yolks, and we're gonna grab our whisk and mix that up. And I'm not talking about some light mixing, we need it to be like really rich and creamy. This is what it's gonna look like from the beginning, but once you really get down and get your arm workout in, we're gonna have a really nice, rich, beautiful light batter, and that's what it should look like. So we can add in our seasonings. I guess seasonings, is that the word? Yeah. Basically, yeah. So I'm adding a couple pinches of salt, and then I went to the pantry and I grabbed some vanilla paste. Roughly from this, I think this would be like a full 3/4 a teaspoon of vanilla paste, I think. I don't know, I think I was kind of eyeballing. Maybe it's 1/4, maybe it's 3/4. My paste is quite strong, so yeah, anyways, forget about that, mix that in. And we're gonna do it again the Indian way because we are... Okay, sorry about that guys. I am also gonna apologize for my mom in the background yelling at my sister, just, you know, typical brown parents. But anyways, I added about 1 teaspoon and a bit more of that baking powder, and we're gonna be using actual measurements now. So that would be 1 cup of flour and half a cup of milk. So to our batter, we're going to be alternating by adding in our flour first, then our milk, then our flour, then our milk. We're going to be doing this to prevent any lumps forming in our cake batter dough thing. Yeah, cake batter. And then it's going to produce these soft ribbons that are just going to roll down, and it's going to be so beautiful, and it's going to make your cake so luscious when we add those egg whites in. But yeah. Here I am, adding the rest of the milk, and bada bing, bada bang, 3, 2, 1, oh, beautiful. Oh my god, that's just, you can even see the little tiny little vanilla bean seeds there, so beautiful. Okay, Tanya, we're done, come on, we get it, we get the idea. Okay, anyways, finally, to our 3 egg whites, we're gonna whisk them up all together. And we're also going to be adding some sugar into our, what's it called? Oh yeah, egg whites. So basically, once our egg whites have reached soft peaks, so this kind of like fluffy consistency, we're going to be adding our brown sugar. We're going to be adding in total half a cup, but we're not going to do it all at once, because it's going to deflate all the white bubbles that we just created. Cool, awesome. So basically after a while, this is what our mixture should look like. It should look like meringue or like pavlova. And stiff peaks basically, so you should be able to turn your bowl around upside down and it shouldn't fall off. Cool. And so next, just ignore me showing off my ribbons again, I'm just in love, but ignore that. And we're going to be just taking a small spoonful of our egg white mixture, and we're going to add it to our egg yolk mixture. Just slowly fold in all those air bubbles and these 2 little mixture thingies together until it forms a light and fluffy batter. We're doing this so it can we can easily incorporate the rest of the egg whites into the egg yolk batter without losing as much of the air bubbles as possible. Then I'm going to go ahead and then put in a little bit more, just because I want to be completely sure that the egg whites do not deflate, and just because I whisked these egg whites for so long that I would cry. Basically, yeah, when your mixture becomes really soft, we're going to add in the whole thing into all of our egg yolks. Scrape that bowl down, we want every last drop, and we're going to very gently fold in those two mixtures into one. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, so basically fold it in until it looks cohesive and even. There I am, just prepping my cake pan with some parchment paper and some cooking oil spray so we can add in our beautiful batter. Oh, just look at those ribbons. Oh my gosh, I am so proud right now. You have no idea. Like, took me a couple tries. Anyways, we're gonna bake it in our oven for approximately like 25 minutes, give or take on your oven and your temperature that you're using. I went and I used 180 degrees, but it ended up looking so bouncy and fluffy, but it's gonna deflate very soon. Yeah, okay, that's what it looks like. It was pretty ugly, but anyways, ignore that. I low-key burnt some of the bottom, so that's why I've scraped it. No matter, doesn't matter, you guys, it's fine. It's really spongy and really soft. It's not a fail, okay? Don't attack me. Okay. Cool. Next we're going to be adding in half a can of condensed milk and half a can of evaporated milk. And this is basically what our sponge is going to absorb into our Tres Leches cake. So I went back to the pantry and grabbed that vanilla paste that I had, and then I added some of that back into our milk mixture so it can soak into our Tres Leches sponge. I'm going to mix it very well in together so that the seasoning and the flavor just soaks back in there, and it's going to have a really creamy and liquid and moist consistency for our cake. And when you're done with all that, we're just going to go ahead and grab a ladle, and we're going to scoop in our milk mixture and pour it right over our sponge. Make sure you cover all the edges and make sure the mixture really soaks into our sponge. This is because this will make our cake really moist and really milky and creamy, and this is the most important part of Tres Leches cake. Cool. And make sure you're soaking it all in. I promise, like in the beginning it's going to look like it's not coming together and this is too much liquid, but honestly, just put the whole thing in there. It will soak up, I promise. Make sure you don't do what I do as well and drip some over at the side. But anyway, if you do that, it doesn't really matter as long as you get all that liquid into that sponge. Cool. So here I've added 3/4 of the mixture, and if it does look like too much, just let it soak in for about 10-15 minutes and then come back and then add in the remainder of the mixture and you should be fine. Don't worry. Awesome, cool guys. So to our bowl we're going to add a full bottle of cream, and then the remainder of our condensed milk, and basically we're going to whip that all together till it makes whipped cream. And after a while it should look like this, really light, really fluffy, and just that hint of freshness that we need for our cake. Next up I grabbed a couple berries, some blueberries and strawberries will do, and we're just going to cut them up into thin but still chunky slices so we can add on top of our cake. This is not only going to add some crunchiness, but it's going to add some sweet and tartness to our cake so it's not overpowering with all that sugar and milk. And this is a really bad demonstration of me cutting a blueberry, but we get the idea. Awesome, so I've cut up all the strawberries and blueberries and we're gonna assemble. I'm just going to get a handful of our strawberries and blueberries and decorate them around our cake. Just assemble it however you would like to assemble it and whatever you think is pretty, and yeah. Awesome, you guys, we're almost done with our cake. This is how I decorated my cake. I thought it was kind of pretty, but you know, we all know it kind of looks bad, but we're just going to ignore it. Anyways, we're going to grab a dollop of our whipped cream and we're going to spread it all around our cake. Make sure you get the top and make sure you get all the sides so it looks really pretty and even. I like my cake to look a bit rustic because I can't decorate at all, so it's gonna look kind of decent if I say it looks rustic, you know, abstract. But yeah, basically put your whipped cream everywhere around the cake so it has a nice even layer and it just looks really pretty, and you can hide any imperfections that you think your cake has. And mine has a lot, so the more the merrier. Perfect. After you've done putting on an even layer of cream all over your cake, we're just going to cut up some fruits and make it look really, really pretty on top. This is somewhat what your cake should look like, and to be honest, I would be really happy with this. I would definitely go to a cake store and buy this, just based on its visuals. Like, oh my god, it's so pretty, cute. Awesome, and I'm going to go and cut open a slice and show you guys what the inside looks like. And just by cutting it up and looking at our cake, we can see how moist and beautiful our cake is. Like, you can see all of our milk mixture is just dripping and it's really soaked into our sponge, which is like the best part about our cake. I let it soak in for a couple hours so it will really absorb in our liquid. But yeah, you can eat it straight away or let it like soak in for a good couple of hours so it really gets into that sponge. When you take a bite out of this cake, you can really taste the individual components. You can taste the tartness of the berries, which helps balance out the sweetness of the sponge and the milk mixture, and that mellow cream flavor. It just makes everything all into one and basically the perfect dish. I really hope that you guys like this recipe and definitely try and make it at home because it's so much fun. Anyways, I really enjoyed making this video and thank you guys so much. Leave me a comment below of what you'd like me to do next. Thanks guys!